Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Memo here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the only version of Alpha Trion that I own. This of course is the Iron Factory Last Prophet. I'm hoping to see if he's worthy of having the only spot for that character in my collection so far. We'll definitely take a look and see if that is the case. But first we're going to start with accessories. So he comes with a left and right closed fisted hand. Sculpted good enough. He comes with a left and right closed holding hand. He comes with a left and right open holding hand. And lastly, he comes with a left and right posing hand, open hand. Again, done well enough. All nicely sculpted. And all of the hands do attach with a simple ball, which is nice because once you get it popped on, which is easier said than done, it does allow for motion as well as rotation. So as usual, the hands on this Iron Factory figure are very nicely done. And he does come with a staff. It's nicely sculpted. Purple plastic, but silver painted accents. Looks good all the way down. And you do have the matrix built into the head of the staff. So that is very nicely done with a nice metallic blue. It's the same on both sides. And the way that this works is you have two different options for holding it. You can utilize the open holding hand, and just slide it in like so, or if you want to use the closed hand, you can take it apart, slide the hand on, and then put it back together. So nice choices there provided by Iron Factory. And of course you can bring in your staff, and using either sets of holding hands, he does look really good posing with it. Very nicely done. So let's move on to the figure. I have to admit, Iron Factory did do a really decent job with this character, especially since they were reusing the mold from their Scourge. But let's take a closer look. We got some beautiful work on the face. Nice metallic eyes, silver going across the bridge of the nose. Nicely painted white on the forehead and the beard. I believe the purple is just plastic, but you do have a nicely sculpted crown. And her fin going across to the back. It does look really good. As far as articulation, it's on a ball, so you do get left and right. Now, you can pivot forward, do the transformation joint, which gives him a lot of ability to look down and up and side to side. So, nicely done. Shoulders, they're adjustable. You can adjust them up and down. You do get a full 360. You do get an upper bicep rotation, 90 degrees worth of bend. And hands, again, as they showed before, do rotate and pivot. This piece, as far as the shoulder pads, some nice silver paint and accents along. Looks really good. This piece you can manipulate out, up or down if you need to or you want to. You have some nice silver here on the arm. Also nice purple. Nicely sculpted all the way around. Love the silver on the chest. You've got silver, red plastic, and then a gray for the abs. He does have a ab crunch, which is nice. Full rotation. Hip skirts painted with purple accents all the way around. They do look nice. You can actually fold them up. Now, it's hard to do, so I recommend using a spudger. But they do pivot forward to give you a little more articulation on the legs. Not much, but the small amount they provide does do a good job. The side skirts can go up and down as well, and as well as the butt. So it's nice that they added all that, so that gives you the ability to go all the way out to the side. With the back skirt out, you can go all the way back, and with the front skirts pivoted forward, it adds a little bit more to the forward kick. So you're able to get forward about that much. But taking us down to the legs, the hips are on ball joints, so you do have a little bit of flex there, but also there is a thigh cut. Gives you a nice amount of rotation. Very nicely sculpted. Bringing us down to the knee, you got black for the knee pad, then purple for the shins and the legs. You do have a little bit, well, I'll say right at 90 worth of bend on the leg, on the knee. Feet can pivot up and down, and there's a rocker, and they do look very nice with the gray and painted red. As far as the wings, this is where we see the most change from their Scourge mold. I don't know why I keep calling them Scourge. There's no middle section here to speak of. That's provided by this in alt mode. So it does give more of an appearance of just a cape rather than wings. So these do rotate, so you're able to get a choice out of how you want to display it. You can also bring them out to the side if you want. If you want to have that look, you can. And these do adjust forward and back, so you can compress them on his back as well. So you've got quite a bit of options as far as the backpack, which is nice. So overall, I really do like the choices they made with the sculpt and the paint. One thing that people may not like is the spikes on the feet. To me, they kind of look like Christmas elf feet with the bells. You know, they should have bells on the tip. So if that's not for you, you can simply just fold it up and have a regular foot. That's the way that I choose to leave it. And I think that personally looks a lot better. But bringing us back to the full bot itself, I really do think that they did an excellent job as far as sculpt and paint work for this character. So let's go ahead and go into transformation. I'm not going to do a separate video this time because the transformation itself is somewhat simple. So I do recommend having a spudger on hand, but let's get down to it. You should always do the transformation with the closed fist hands, just because of the way that it does work into the lower legs. It tends to get in the way a lot less. So first thing you want to do is you want to bring the shoulders up and straighten the arms. And just place them by his side like that. Now the instructions say just to turn the head, which is impossible. You always want to utilize this tilt forward, rotate the head, and you'll see that there's a little hole in the back for his beard to go. Just like so. And the next step is the legs. So if you haven't already, go ahead and tuck your spiked feet in. You want to come to the back and lift these sections up and then rotate them on this hinge, and just go ahead and bring them down on the sides like that. Do the same for this side. And they'll drop into this little cavity right here, which you can't really miss. One thing that is not in the instructions is you want to bring this heel spur forward and get it as close to 90 degrees as you can. It's very tight, but that is what connects the 2 feet together. So now that you've done that, go ahead and pivot the leg down, give it a spin, and bring your foot down and around and nestle in as good as you can. Do the same with this leg. If you want, you can go ahead and twist it before you bring it down, utilizing the double hinge here. Bring your foot down, and you can see where that peg goes into the opposite foot, like so. And you can adjust the legs just by moving back and forth. You want to try and get these guys as close as possible. It's not bad. So next, you want to pop the backpack out, which can be somewhat troublesome. Here we go. And using this hinge here, pivot it forward. To rest just like that. And then bring the head forward. So you want to make sure that these sections are completely pushed in and down. You'll wrap the second section all the way around, and these pegs will go into those holes in the legs. And your goal is to get this as close to 90 degrees as possible. And you see what I meant by where the hands rest. Either of the other hands would have definitely caused an issue just getting into that section. And lastly, you want to bring the shoulder pads down for that hole and go onto that peg. And there we go. There is Last Prophet in his spaceship mode. I'll clean it up and we'll take a better look at it. And here we have him in alt mode. Decent looking spaceship. Does have the same snake appearance as their previous release of Scourge, but he looks pretty good. Different colorations. Face is visible, but it's not too bad. Do again see the silver paint on the shoulders and on the wings. There's the view from the bottom. It's nicely sculpted. Overall, I think it does its job. I mean, we never really saw Alpha Trion in any kind of alt mode in the cartoon, so I definitely think this is a realistic version of what he would transform into. Overall, pretty well done. Once again, here he is with his mold mate, Iron Factory Scourge. And for size comparison, here he is with New Age Starscream. Alright, let's wrap it up, starting with the negatives. Definitely could have used a little more articulation on the legs and the feet. Maybe a little more up and down on the tilt. But that's about it. There really isn't much that I'm going to fault this guy for, because other than that, the sculpt and the paint are all done fantastically. It really comes through as a great interpretation of Alpha Trion. So good on Iron Factory. Now, could they have used another mold? Yes, but I do think that the the Scourge mold was fitting for this character. So, I do recommend it. Definitely. I picked this up from thetoydojo.com. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and get your bell on. Anything you can do to help steer the YouTube algorithm my way and help my channel grow. Thank you for watching, and remember, always be a positive member of the community. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.